Hello, it's Gelli here from funcraftstodo@home.com, and as always, if you don't want to listen to the voiceover, you can turn the sound down and the subtitles on. Today I'm going to show you how you can use your Gelli printed backgrounds, or monoprints as they're also called, to make absolutely beautiful paper beads from GelliPrints that aren't particularly spectacular, but they do make wonderful beads and therefore really attractive, unique jewellery that you can give as gifts. Now in this video you're going to see me use my own templates and bead rolling tool, but you don't have to use these things. You can measure the strips and use a toothpick to roll them. I designed these templates and the tool that you're going to see me use because I got fed up with measuring my paper beads, and I got fed up with trying to roll them on a toothpick. So what you're seeing me use here is my paper bead template in 4 sizes. I am using the one with a 1-inch base, and all you do is exactly what you see me do here. You go over the entire back of your chosen jelly print. I've only done 3 here just to show you quickly. So you go over the entire back of the print, making these triangles, and then you can either take scissors or, as I'm doing here, a metal ruler and a scalpel and cut your strips out. To make the necklace that you saw on the thumbnail at the start of the video, I used, I think it was 13 or 14 strips. So from 1 A4 print you can get 1 necklace. So just put some Pritt stick, some glue stick, whatever you have in your country, on the inside of the pointed end of the bead strip. This is the bead tool that I designed, and I manufacture these and I sell them in my Etsy shop. You don't need to use a bead tool, but it does make life a heck of a lot easier. I'm just going to show you that again. I've put some glue stick on the pointed end of the strip, and I've pushed it into the slot of the bead tool. Obviously the glue goes on the inside. And that's all there is to it. There is an art to rolling these beads, and the more you use the tool, the easier it gets, and it's much easier than using a toothpick. You can find details of my Etsy shop on my website, which is www.funcraftstodo@home.com. You can also find my my templates are in my Etsy shop as well, and I do send these all over the world. So if you don't live in the UK, don't worry, I do send to most countries in the world. Actually, if you're UK based, you're better off buying my tools and templates from my folksy shop. So if you look on my website, there will be a link to my folksy shop as well. So these are the beads that I got from that one print. I like to use a Neater's Clear Gloss, which I get from the range in the UK. I think for some reason it's really expensive in the US, but over here I don't think I pay much more than, it's a couple of quid, if even that. Okay, so this is Florist's Oasis, and these are toothpicks which I have put beeswax on. These ones are quite old. I've used them to make hundreds of beads, so it's about time I renewed them. So all you do is, if you find a skinny little paintbrush that you can just push your beads onto the end of the handle to hold it steady while you paint the glaze on. Then you transfer it to a toothpick, which, as I said, has got beeswax or even vegetable oil on there, just to stop the glaze from sticking to the toothpick. And then, as you can see I've done here, you just stick the toothpick into the florist's oasis and leave them to dry. One tip, if you're going to use Florist Oasis to push your toothpicks in, I would highly recommend that you paint the whole thing with PVA to stop the little bits from drifting off into the air, because they're not good for you to breathe in. So that's it. That's how I made my beads from one of my GelliPrints or monoprints. And if you're anything like me, you will have hundreds if not thousands of these prints. So this is probably a good time to actually talk about Gelli Plate printing and mono printing in terms of the span of ability. Now, the images that you're going to see coming up now are made by a professional artist, a friend of mine called Miranda, and I just wanted to show you these so you don't, if you're new to this, you don't run away with the idea that mono printing or gel plate printing is only what I have showed you here. How can I explain? Miranda is professional and she sells her work internationally, and this is the kind of thing that she does with jelly printing and mono printing, and she also uses silkscreen printing as well. The prints that you saw of mine that I was sorting through at the beginning, they are completely different to the kind of work that somebody like Miranda does, for example. I'm not professional at doing this. I use jelly plate printing as, it's almost like a form of meditation for me, and as I explain in my blog post, when I get my gel plates out and I have a session maybe hours long where I'm producing these backgrounds, such as the ones that I used for my paper beads. You'll see another one come up in a moment that I'm going to give away as a free digital download that you can print off and use to make your own beads if you don't fancy having a go at jelly plate printing. So yeah, I love jelly plate printing because it is something that absolutely anybody can do, from a rank beginner all the way through to somebody who is a professional artist. And I just wanted to show you these pictures from Miranda to show you the kind of thing that can be achieved by somebody who is using the gel plate professionally. And there will be a link to Miranda's Facebook page, which is called Artwork by Miranda. She hasn't got her shop up and running yet. She sells mainly at exhibitions. I believe she's just had a very successful one in Denmark. So if you're interested in what Miranda does, have a look for the link on my blog and you can go onto her Facebook page and see what she does. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the beads now. There's another tip that I just want to share with you. Okay, so you see me here. I just use a Sharpie marker with the appropriate colour to just colour in the ends. You can do this before you roll the beads by just colouring the inside of the widest end of the strip, but I just do mine afterwards. You can see here, if you take away the whiteness of the inside, it does look better. And this is what I did with mine. So this is an easy way to make a complete necklace with only 13 or 14 paper beads, which is roughly all you're going to get from an A4 print. As some of you will know, I do like to give away a digital download with my blog posts and my videos. So this is the one that I'm giving away this week, and it's a scanned copy of one of my GelliPrints. And if you want to go over to my website, you can download this. You don't need a password for the download. I've stopped doing that. You will simply find a link in the relevant blog post, and you'll be able to download it, print it off, and use the techniques that I've shown you here to make your bead strips and make beads which will look like this. And then once you've made your beads, you can go ahead and you can make whatever jewellery you want to with those beads. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. If you did like, please consider subscribing to my channel, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell icon so that you get notifications of all my new videos. Bye for now, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.